I do want to say this. It is. I think we should give Eric another round of applause. He has been working very hard. I can tell you firsthand, he has had a long day today. As he said, we just finished, or he just finished stormwater management, dealing with that, and which is a critical issue for us in Prince George's County. And as chair, he knows that he's got to balance both sides. And as county executive, I know I have to. Because at the same time, while we want to see growth here in Prince George's County, which we need, we also want to balance our environmental concerns. But it's not always easy. And I think that could probably be the mantra of what we're going through in these days and times in Prince George's County. They are not easy choices. Everything is gray. I'm sure Eric talked about the budget and the fact that we just got through our budget. And there were a lot of things that we would have liked to fund. I know as county executive coming in, you wait so long to finally get this office and you got these great things you want to do. And you come in and they actually hand you the actual budget and you're like, whoa. At that point, you're just trying to hold on. But we have been fortunate in this county in that we have had great partners at the local and the state level. And the municipalities, the mayors have helped us out, but also at the state level. And I know Eric has introduced you, but the work that Senator Pinsky has done to make sure we got school funding re-put into our budget that helped us out tremendously in putting around the clock. Because I can tell you, if that had not happened, a lot of the programs that our children benefit from, and mine in particular, I still got one, knock on wood, I got one more year until she gets out of high school, would have been cut. Because the council and the county executive, we've used every avenue we can to raise revenues. And we simply can't raise it anymore. What we have to now do is look at expanding our tax base. But without the help of the state, bringing in the money and making sure that we were able to save some of those programs that wouldn't have happened. A couple other things. I see law enforcement in the back there. I know Chief McGall is here. Chief, give him a round of applause. He's doing a great job. I see Scott in the back with the firefighter, Scott, or Deputy Chief. And of course, the sheriff is here. I don't know if the sheriff spoke early. He spoke early. But he's here. The sheriff is here. And we've got our partners at the Park Police and the State Police. They're here, so we want to thank you. And the reason I mention that is at the beginning of this, along with everything else in the budget, we found ourselves in a, 13 days and 13 homicides, or was it 16 days and 16 homicides? Which was it? 12 and 12. Thank you. Whatever it was, it felt like, a great, it definitely felt like the locusts were coming, exactly what it felt like. But it meant that we needed to immediately address this issue. And I say this everywhere I go now, but because I think it's important on how your government is responding to crisis. During that period of time, we asked a brand new sheriff, a brand new police chief, and my executive staff, the state's attorney who was brand new, to come together and to help deal with an issue that was happening and immediately address the problems that were going on. And so for the first 3 months, we met every Monday to not only develop a strategy on how we arrest the people who were out there committing these crimes, and how we put more officers out in the street, but what are some preventive things that we should be doing? How do we become proactive on this effort? And so these men and women that you see behind you all came together in a very quick period of time to answer that call. As I've said, everywhere we go, we benefited from the fact that we not only had a sheriff, but we had a former police chief who could bring his knowledge and wisdom into the room as we were devising strategies on how to deal with this. And we can report that Prince George's County crime is down 11%. 11%. It's the lowest level it's been in how long, Chief?
last year was a 35-year low, and it's down on top of that 35-year low.
35-year low on top of that. So they've done a great job in doing that. That's no small task. And now we're going to have a summer initiative that's going on. We got briefed this morning from our crime initiative task force. So the summer initiative is not just about putting bodies on the street. It is about bringing every sector of the government together. So that's the police department, the fire department, corrections, social services, family services, our school system. So we do the wraparound services in our high areas of crime, so that, you know what, we make sure that we get to the prevention of what's going on, that we bring jobs in as well as law enforcement. So we start dealing with some of these issues that are affecting our communities. So that is going well, and that's with the help of the council, but passing the budget they did is enabling us to do that. The other thing I want to talk about real quickly is economic development. As Eric said, that we have to make sure that we have a tremendous opportunity here in Prince George's County. We want to make sure that we do smart work, that we're doing development around our transit-oriented stations. So if you look at in your area, you talk about Greenbelt, you talk about College Park, you talk about the things that are going to go around the university. Those are the areas where we want to focus on in terms of the administration, so that we're getting the best that we can for Prince George's County. And Eric is the leader in that, so we're going to work with him. I mean, this is we're blessed in this county, but you're exceptionally blessed, and that you live in areas that are attractive, that people want to come in, they want to invest in. And so what we have to make sure is that that investment and those developments are in the best interest of Prince George's County and create jobs and increase our commercial tax base. So we're going to do that. There's also one other fund I'd like to talk about that we're going to discuss as the months go on, and that is what we call the Economic Development Incentive Fund, or EDI, which is about $50 million that we want to invest in as a leverage to create jobs and development in areas in the county that heretofore have been left out. And so the council and I are going to have discussions on what is the best way of going at it. And it's going to be a new way. I mean, it's going to be a way of doing development we haven't done before. But I think it's worth trying. I think it will give Prince George's County the competitive edge that we need. If you think about this, we had a chance to bring HHS to Prince George's County, a federal lease building, which is one of the things we need here. It's jobs, it's rent for our folks. But we lost out. We had some great sites in Carrollton, Largo, Naylor Road. They were great sites that could have attracted us. But Montgomery County was able to outbid us in the sense that they used their economic development fund, about $2 million, as an added inducement to leverage the other stuff. Well, we want to do the same thing. We want to take our location and leverage it. And I think we'll be able to do that. But it has been great working with your council member and the county council. It's a learning experience for me as county executive. Phil, why are you laughing? It really has. I would say this, and we've got our departments around here, and we want to make sure that the ways that we can streamline and be helpful, whether it's DER, whether it's family services, whether it's transportation, those things that you need answers to, we want to make sure that we're doing that, and that we get you the best service that you deserve. But it has been a pleasure working with the council on these critical issues. And as we move forward to make sure that Prince George's County not only deals with economic development, transportation, but healthcare. And not just a new hospital, but what are we going to do to make sure there's adequate access to quality healthcare in Prince George's County? So when we talk about a hospital, we shouldn't just talk about it in the vacuum. We should talk about healthcare throughout Prince George's County, and that's what we're going to do. So thank you. Look forward to talking to each of you tonight. And Eric, I'll turn it back over to you.